If you own a service business, here's a question. How much time do you spend every week creating estimates, checking material prices, calculating labor, figuring out your margins, and then trying to remember which customers you still need to follow up with? Because estimating isn't just paperwork. It's part of your sales process. And when that process is slow, you're probably losing business. For many contractors, a single estimate can take 20 or 30 minutes, sometimes longer. Now multiply that by 5, 10, or 20 estimates every week. That's hours of your time spent doing calculations and paperwork instead of managing your crews, serving customers, or growing your business. And there's an even bigger problem. While you're working on that estimate, your customer is waiting, and you're probably not the only company they called. If another contractor gets a professional quote into their hands before you do, they now have an opportunity to win that job before you've even sent your price. Speed matters. Imagine changing that. Instead of telling a customer, "I'll get you an estimate tomorrow," what if you could produce a professional quote in minutes? That's where AI-assisted estimating becomes extremely powerful for service businesses. But there's something important to understand. AI doesn't have to replace your estimator, and it doesn't have to magically guess what a job should cost. A properly designed system takes the information you already use to price jobs and makes the process faster. The customer request comes in, the job information is collected, your pricing rules are applied, the estimate is generated, and the customer receives a professional quote. You still control the pricing, your labor rates, your material costs, equipment, drive time, disposal fees, markup, and the profit margin you want to maintain. AI simply helps apply those rules consistently. That means fewer forgotten expenses, fewer calculation mistakes, and less chance of accidentally underpricing a job. Now imagine one of your technicians standing at a customer's house. They enter a few pieces of information into a phone or tablet. The system calculates the estimate using your company's pricing structure. And instead of going back to the office, the customer can potentially receive it before your technician leaves the driveway. And depending on the industry, AI can go even further. Roofers and contractors can use photographs, satellite imagery, measurements, or computer vision to help determine dimensions and material requirements. Landscapers can estimate square footage. The technology is becoming practical for everyday service businesses. And that's probably one of the biggest misconceptions about AI. You don't need hundreds of employees. A plumbing company, HVAC contractor, roofer, landscaper, cleaning company, electrician, or general contractor can build AI into the estimating process. Sometimes the biggest benefits actually come to smaller companies because the owner is often the person doing the estimating. And faster quoting isn't the only benefit. Consistency matters just as much. If one estimate includes drive time and another doesn't, or you forget disposal costs, or material prices change, those small mistakes come directly out of your profit. A properly designed estimating system helps make sure every quote follows the same pricing rules. Then the customer receives a clean, professional estimate on their phone. They can see exactly what you're proposing. You can offer options or upgrades, and most importantly, you make it easy for them to say yes. But sending the quote is only half the battle. What happens when the customer doesn't respond? Normally, somebody has to remember to call them. With automation, the system can follow up for you. A text message can go out. An email can be sent. Another reminder can follow a few days later. And when the customer accepts the estimate, the follow-up automatically stops. That means opportunities aren't simply forgotten because everyone got busy. And that's really what this is about, getting your time back while you're managing employees, meeting customers, or working in the field. Your systems can be creating estimates, sending quotes, and following up. AI is simply handling more of the repetitive work behind the scenes. Put all of this together and the impact can become significant. Faster estimates, more consistent pricing, better protection of your margins, more follow-up, and potentially more closed jobs. Because sometimes growing a service business isn't about generating hundreds of new leads. It's about doing a better job converting the opportunities you already have. And that's exactly what we look for at AI Strategy Partners. Where is your business losing time? Where are leads falling through the cracks? Where are employees doing repetitive work? We've created a free AI profit leak audit to help you identify those opportunities. If you'd like to see where AI could save your business time, take the free AI profit leak audit. Visit AIstrategypartners.net. Because the goal isn't to use AI just because it's new. The goal is to use AI where it makes your business better.